We've seen some wild stuff in the epic history of the NFL, records shattered, miracle comebacks, and breathtaking plays, but every once in a while a stat pops up that truly boggles the mind. So we're here to get weird. This is Strange But True, Episode 2. We start with the GOAT and Megatron.
And the Patriots are Super Bowl champions!
3 Bengals draped on him, and Calvin went up and hauled it in.
Bucks are the Super Bowl champs.
No, they were never teammates, though how awesome would that have been? Instead, we're spotlighting Tom Brady's longevity. His career spanned from 2000 to 2022. In that time, Calvin Johnson played 4 years of high school football, 3 in college, 9 NFL seasons, retired, and was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Believe it or not, it's true. Johnson played at Sandy Creek High School from 2000 to 2003. Brady had won his second Lombardi by that point. Then Johnson took his talents to Georgia Tech, where he dominated the competition from 04 to 06. He was a unanimous All-American before being selected second overall in 2007. That year, of course, was all about the undefeated Patriots and Brady's record-breaking season.
65-yard bomb. Brady to Moss for Tom Brady. Touchdown pass number 50, an NFL record.
Fast forward to 2015. After 6 straight Pro Bowl seasons and 3 first-team All-Pro nods, Megatron called it a career. His retirement at age 30 sent shockwaves throughout the league. Brady, meanwhile, was in the midst of a second dynasty in New England. By 2018, he was a 6-time Super Bowl champ and wasn't close to finished. Brady added a 7th ring in February of 2021 with the Bucks, and just 6 months later, Johnson had his gold jacket.
I want you to know, Michigan is our home, Detroit is our city, and Lions fans are our pride. Thankful for each and every one of you. Love you.
The GOAT went on to play 2 more seasons, amassing more than 10,000 passing yards from 2021 to 2022. If you thought that was nuts, he has nothing on George Blanda. The man played in 4 different decades. Blanda shined as a passer and kicker from 1949 to 1975. And get this, 18 players entered the NFL, retired, and were enshrined as Hall of Famers while Blanda was still on the gridiron. Just have a look at some of these names. These weren't short careers either. 15 of the 18 legends you see played at least a dozen seasons.
Blanda makes it look easy with a 9-yard toss to All-League end Groman in the Texan end zone, and the Oilers win it 20-10.
Blanda was a 12th round pick by the Bears in 1949. His career was largely forgettable through 10 seasons. By 1960, there was a new league taking shape and it needed some arms. Blanda resurrected his career with the Houston Oilers in 1960. The team won AFL championships in each of its first 2 seasons.
The scoreboard verifies it's Houston 24, the Chargers 16. And happy Houston fans pour onto the field to personally congratulate their champion Oilers.
Blanda led all AFL and NFL passers in touchdowns between 1960 and 1966. After his mid-career renaissance, the ageless wonder moved back to kicker and backup quarterback with the Oakland Raiders. He played another 9 seasons in the silver and black. Blanda retired in 1976 at the age of 48. To this day, he's still the oldest player in NFL history. We go from 48 to 27. That's been the magic number for Packers quarterbacks over the years.
They're anxious to sew up the title with a victory over the New York Giants right here in Milwaukee, a town sold on the Packers.
27-year-old Bart Starr led the Packers to an NFL championship victory in 1961. That would set off the dynasty of the decade, with Green Bay capturing 5 NFL titles and 2 Super Bowls through 1967.
Set up for the Packers and Favre back to throw his first one. Going deep, has a man open. Andre Rison.
The Vince Lombardi Trophy is coming home.
Brett Favre led the '96 Packers to their first Super Bowl win in 29 years, also at the age of 27. The gunslinger was in the midst of 3 straight MVP seasons at the time. Aaron Rodgers followed in their footsteps in 2010. The 6-seed Packers ran through a playoff gauntlet with the 27-year-old dicing up defenses en route to the Lombardi Trophy.
Rodgers looking left, comes to his right. Jennings! Touchdown!
Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, the Super Bowl champion.
Age 27 was fruitful for Starr, Favre, and Rodgers. Guess who else is 27 in 2025? Yeah, you guessed it, Jordan Love. Can he repeat the history? A brief sidebar on key defensive additions. Green Bay brought in Reggie White to get over the hump. Success. Jump ahead to Charles Woodson coming over from the Raiders. He helped propel the Pack in 2010. Now it's Micah Parsons. Can he and Love bring it home in 2025? Let's transition now to some NFC North rivals. Who remembers Thanksgiving 2013?
Handoff is to Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush. Now the handoff untouched as Bush into the end zone.
If you had no idea why we're showing you this, let us explain. Reggie Bush led the team to a Turkey Day win with over 100 yards on the ground. It would be a long time until Detroit would hear those words again. Did you know the Lions went 70 straight games without a 100-yard rusher? That's right, 1,760 days between 2013 and 2018.
Stafford under center, hand off to Bell.
2nd down and 7, Abdullah brought down by Kendricks.
4 reps in as a running team.
The streak lasted longer than Jim Caldwell's entire tenure as Lions head coach, not to mention 3 offensive coordinators in and out the door in that span. So who was Detroit sending out there to tote the rock back then? You had Bush, of course. Joique Bell was a solid hand, Amir Abdullah, Theo Riddick, Dwayne Washington, and Zach Zenner. Okay, now it's making a little more sense. The Lions had the 2nd fewest rush attempts by any team in the NFL from 2013 to 2017.
Bell. And Bell taken down by Aaron Henderson.
Delayed handoff, Riddick, nothing.
It wasn't until week 3 of 2018 when rookie Kerryon Johnson finally ended the streak. 101 yards on the ground. Against who, you might ask? The eventual Super Bowl champion Patriots. Go figure.
So for a run here.
That do it?
It goes, well, that's going to put him at 101 yards.
How about that?
It's almost like the crowd senses it, too. They know it. They know it's been 4.5 years since they had a guy rush for 100 yards, and the rookie does it.
We're still streaking in the NFC North. You're up next, Chicago. Here's a not-so-fun fact. The Bears once went 145 straight games without a 300-yard passer, the longest such streak in the modern era.
And Concannon and Gordon tied the game on a 69-yard bomb.
1970, Week 13, Bears quarterback Jack Concannon shreds the Packers for 338 yards and 4 touchdowns. It would take 10 years for another Bears signal caller to reach the 300-yard mark.
The 49ers entertained the gentle Chicagoans and politely administered a shutout. 5 turnovers allowed. The opportunistic Cowboys soared to a 17-3 lead at halftime.
Again, we have to look at who Chicago had to work with in the 70s. Concannon, Bob Avellini, Bobby Douglas, Gary Huff, and Mike Phipps. Ouch. And once Walter Payton was drafted in 1975, Chicago went run-heavy. The Bears had the 2nd fewest pass attempts of any team between 1970 and 1980, minus the Bucs and Seahawks, who launched in 1976. Chicago won just 42% of its games in that stretch, but finally, almost 10 years to the day since Concannon's 300-yard game, the unthinkable happened.
Evans on 2nd and 2 yards, intended for Watts. Touchdown, Ricky Watts.
A monumental game in Bears history, quarterback Vince Evans went 18 for 22, 316 yards and 3 touchdowns, a perfect 158.3 passer rating. The 61-7 beatdown of Green Bay became the largest win ever against their hated rival. Are you ready for a truly bizarre game? Let's take you to 2009 Week 2, a Monday night clash between the Colts and Dolphins, former AFC East rivals. Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams on the ground against Peyton Manning's aerial assault.
to Ricky Williams. Another big jump. And then one running Brown up the middle and into the end zone.
To say Miami controlled the game would be an understatement. The Dolphins possessed the ball for more than 45 minutes. They had 49 carries for 239 yards and lost. That's right, Manning led 3 touchdown drives that combined for just 11 plays.
And Manning down the middle for Clark. And Dallas Clark into the clear. Opening play, touchdown, Colts, 80 yards. Brown up the middle. And the rookie from Connecticut scores a touchdown. Manning gets rid of it to Garcon, who makes the catch, got a block downfield, and there goes Garcon. Nobody's waiting on him. Touchdown!
14 minutes and 53 seconds. That's how long the Colts had the ball. Manning still managed to throw for 300 yards, while Dallas Clark racked up 183 yards receiving.
Game comes down to this. Pennington throwing toward the end zone, and it is intercepted by Antoine Bethea, and the Colts win a game that they don't even have the ball for 15 minutes.
0 for 12 on third down and you win the game? Going back to 1994, it's an all-time record for failed third down conversions in a victory. 2 teams are tied for that pitiful mark, and they have a few things in common.
And here comes Simon Fletcher after it. And they flush him out of the pocket. The ball is on the ground. And here's a battle for it. I think the Saints have it back at the 48-yard line.
And he's looking at 3rd and 15. Fumble! Unbelievable.
That's right, New Orleans, your 1994 and 1997 Saints are the only 2 teams in NFL history to go 0 for 12 on third downs in a single game. But chin up, you somehow won both those games.
Motion. Everett guns it over the middle, and Smalls got it again. It's another foot race, and he may go. He's to the 25, the 20, the 10, the 5. He's going all the way for the Saints touchdown.
1994, Week 17, a meaningless game in Denver, saw Torrance Small go for 200 receiving yards despite no third down conversions. Jim Everett led a 30-28 win over an Elway-less Broncos squad.
Under an hour ago, Mike Ditka emerged from the visitors' locker room here at Soldier Field.
An added wrinkle to the next game, the Saints were coached by Mike Ditka in 1997, and the legendary coach was making his much-anticipated return to Soldier Field. Despite 3 turnovers, 9 penalties, and no third down success, New Orleans pulled a rabbit out of the hat.
Schuler, deep left side, got it! Randall Hill in a foot race. There is a flag down. Hill scores if the play stands.
Ditka's Saints find a way to win 20-17. Staying in New Orleans, here's another wild fact from one of our loyal commenters. Drop some knowledge on us, people. Of the thousands of players who've suited up in an NFL game over the years, only 3 have had the first name Billy Joe, and 2 were Saints quarterbacks at the exact same time. That's right, Billy Joe Tolliver and Billy Joe Hobert shared the quarterback room in 1998 and 1999.
Tolliver with time, and it's intercepted by Todd Light.
Tolliver spent over a decade in the NFL, with his final 2 games of action coming in New Orleans, 2-9 in 11 starts and 20 picks overall. Not so good. Hobert didn't fare much better either.
Hobert trying to get it to Hastings. It's intercepted.
7 touchdown passes and 8 starts with the Saints to cap off his 8-year NFL journey. The Billy Joes would ride off into the sunset just right around the new millennium. You may be asking, who was the third guy? That would be tight end Billy Joe Dupree, 3-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl XII champion with the 1970s Cowboys. Dallas's division rival in Washington was also thriving in that era. 7th most wins in the league during the decade. Thanks to another brilliant comment from episode 1, we're able to confirm another insane stat. In 1974, backup QB Joe Theismann led the Redskins in punt return yardage for the entire season.
I had great confidence in my ability to play, but I wasn't the most patient person in the world. That's why I return punts. I kid these guys today with these 6 and 7 yard averages. They run 4.3, 4.4s. I said, I'm a 4.7 guy, and I got a 10-yard average.
It was Theismann's first season in Washington. The young QB couldn't beat out Billy Kilmer or Sonny Jurgensen, so he turned to special teams to make an impact. Theismann returned 15 punts for 157 yards, leading all Washington returners. The Skins went on to make the playoffs that year too, and Theismann turned into a future NFL MVP and Super Bowl champ. The more you can do, right? Elway and Marino, two generational talents and a rivalry that never was. Synonymous with the NFL in the 1980s and 90s, these AFC legends faced off just one time from 1983 to 1997. How does that even happen? Marino played Peyton Manning in more games, and he didn't enter the league until 1998. Football fans missed out on some elite games.
How many quarterbacks do you think can do that? That's not an arm, that's a gun.
Marino takes the snap. He's under pressure. Dodges the rush. Now throws deep downfield. Has a man open. It's caught. Irving Fryer, touchdown.
Goodness gracious!
They were the league's top 2 leaders in passing yards from 1983 to 1997. Marino outdueled Elway in a Dolphins win back in 1985. They wouldn't see each other again until 1998, Elway's final season. Coincidentally, they played twice in a 3-game span at the end of that year. Marino torched Denver in Week 16, and the Broncos gave it back to Miami in the playoffs.
This is Brady and Manning, 2 greatest quarterbacks in football history, playing to prove football mortality to be put on hold by sheer will.
Manning and Brady, the greatest quarterback rivalry of all time, saw 17 head-to-head matchups over 16 seasons. How many legendary moments were born from these games? Today's marquee QB clash, Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. The two have faced off 10 times from 2020 to 2025, with each game leaving fans breathless. What could have been with prime Marino and Elway, we'll never know. It doesn't end there. Did you know Mahomes has never played a game against Aaron Rodgers? It's true. Despite being in the league together for 9 seasons, the two have never started a game against each other. Mahomes was hurt when Rodgers beat the Chiefs in 2019.
Aaron Rodgers just put this in the perfect spot. How do you land it there?
The Packers went back to Arrowhead a couple years later. This time it was Rodgers who was banged up, and KC came out with a tough win.
Mahomes chased. Gary didn't get there. Pass caught. First down, Kansas City.
Fast forward to 2023. Schedule makers had yet another primetime game in mind, with Rodgers and the Jets hosting Mahomes and the Chiefs in Week 4. One problem.
Protection breaks down and time runs out. Down goes Rodgers, and now Rodgers sits down.
Strike 3, and Mahomes got another win over Rodgers' backup. A shame to think we may never see the two play one another. Another strange but true fact you may not know, from 1987 to 2017, Kansas City did not win a single game started by a quarterback they drafted. Let's take a look at their selections in this period. The Chiefs drafted 12 quarterbacks during this 30-year period, not a single one in the first round. Only one of these guys ever started more than one game in Kansas City. It was Brody Croyle, who went 0 for 10 in his career. Trent Green, Alex Smith, Steve DeBerg, Elvis Grbac, Joe Montana, none of them selected by KC in the draft. Week 1, 1987, Todd Blackledge, a Chiefs first-round pick in 1983, went 6 for 15 for 79 yards in an ugly win over the Chargers. It would take 30 years for another Chiefs draft pick to start and win a game at quarterback.
The anticipated debut of Patrick Mahomes. They traded up to get him in the first round with the 10th pick overall. 3rd down and 10. Mahomes deep down the middle, and it is caught.
Well, at least the streak was snapped by the greatest player in franchise history. Patrick Mahomes' NFL debut gave a small glimpse into what he could do as a passer. Might be a while before KC sees a streak like that again. And while we're on the subject of Chiefs droughts, this one is mind-blowing.
two normal starters. And here's Daniel throwing. Beautiful play by Dexter McCluster. The spin to get into the end zone for the touchdown.
December 29th, 2013, Dexter McCluster hauls in a 2-yard touchdown pass in San Diego. It would be the last touchdown by a Chiefs wideout until September 28th, 2015. Not joking, 19 games, 638 days between scores from the wide receiver position.
It's the top of your screen, second and goal. Smith slays it inside the 5. It's caught. That's Macklin. Brought down late.
The likes of Bo, Jeremy Macklin, Donnie Avery, and Albert Wilson were met with a force field in the red zone. During the touchdown drought, Kansas City wideouts hauled in 199 catches for 2,319 yards and a giant goose egg in the touchdown department. They became the first team in the modern era to go without a wide receiver touchdown catch for a full season. Travis Kelce and Jamal Charles had a combined 13 receiving scores in that stretch, and shockingly, the Chiefs still managed to go 500 in those 20 games. At long last, in a blowout loss to the Packers, the streak came to a merciful end.
John, it's over. It's all over.
Wow, does Macklin get something for that?
Jump back to 1979 now, Seattle's 4th season as an NFL franchise and a game they'd like to erase from history. Hosting the Rams in Week 10, both 4 and 5 squads were looking to make a playoff push. What happened next was a disaster of epic proportions.
I can never remember a game where the opposition didn't make at least one first down.
In fact, it's the rare thing where the first downs almost give you the score. The Rams 18, the Seahawks none, and the score is 21-0 Los Angeles.
Total yards gained on the day, -7. That margin remains an NFL record to this day, and it wasn't like the Seahawks were a bad team. They finished with a top 5 scoring offense and won 9 games in 1979. Jim Zorn was a solid passer, and Hall of Fame receiver Steve Largent was out there too. For some reason, Seattle just couldn't get anything going, being shut out at home for the first time ever. The Seahawks managed just 1 first down to LA's 29. Zorn was sacked 6 times, 55 yards lost, and the Rams outrushed Seattle 303-23. Yikes.
And the contrast has been just shocking in first downs. 29-1.
Yeah, it's unbelievable coming in here when you think of the potent offense that the Seahawks have and to be shut down like this.
This one is history. Seattle shut out first time at home, 24-0.